Welcome to the last lesson of Module 2, and in this lesson I want to talk about something called theory stacking, or at least that's what I call it. And as its name implies, it has to do with stacking and implementing multiple theories, particularly in the right order. Now, the way that the course has been structured, it's been structured in a way that the kind of fundamental theories are built first, and all little theories kind of stack up together at the base, and you implement them all in your drawing at the same time, or or whatever, piece by piece. And as you learn more advanced theories, you start stacking those theories up as well as you move through the art sort of theory triangle, if you will. And so on until you're really building a finished piece, which is really built up of many different theories, right? So an example of theory stacking based on what we've learned in Module 2 is if I were to draw something very simple like a box, I would take my first approach after I've warmed up to really kind of get some 3D going, drawing through. I'm going to draw a packaging box, like from a moving company or something. So here's my box, and I'm drawing through, and I'm thinking about the workflow as well, the rough and refined workflow. And so I'm kind of okay to be messy. I'm not worrying about anything. And then thinking about, well, what other boxes do I need to check here? Oh yes, looseness and dynamism. I think I'm going to have to be pretty loose in my refined stage to have these very nice clean lines, right? That have nice directionality to them versus slow, static lines that have no directionality. So that's something I'm thinking about as I do this. Thinking about tangent and parallels. Well, a box really is, for the most part, pretty parallel. So the parallel is going to have to stick in this case. But if I wanted to cartoonify the box, I might decide, well, let's add some directionality to the sides of the box and make the box look a little bit more dynamic. We can do that. I also want to think about line weights while I'm drawing this box. Drawing thinly and lightly, which I'm clearly not doing here, although I'm drawing kind of lightly and then a little bit more darkly on top of it. And then, of course, drawing fast. I have started drawing fast and also thinking about that two-stage workflow. And so what I'm doing is, as I'm drawing out this box, and let me do the rough, I'm kind of stacking theories as I move through it. Maybe there's a flap here, another flap here, but I don't want them to mirror, so I'll draw them at kind of different angles. And I'm thinking about those parallels, and let's bend these lines as well. It'll make it look a little bit more cartoony. You don't have to go for the cartoon look. You can have parallels in man-made objects, right? And really kind of do my two-stage workflow. This could be the rough, and then on top of it, I'd do the refined. I'm just going to do a light erase of this. And then work in all these theories. So here I'm going to try and really be nice and loose. And you definitely saw some of this as well in the Visual Library Development demo video. And here I am just kind of being very loose with my arm movements, and I'm applying the theory of being loose to this. All right, and I won't need to draw through on the box because the box is not see-through. All right, and obviously if this were on a separate layer, I would have a very nice clean box instead of the rough in the background. Nevertheless, this concept of theory stacking is very much and for lack of a pun, sorry about that, is really a checking the box thing. As you're drawing, you want to make sure that you're checking the various boxes. For example, asking yourself the question, am I drawing loosely? Right? Do I have dynamic shapes? And all of this stuff is rough stage stuff. Right? Do I have dynamic shapes? Am I doing the two-stage workflow in how I'm working? What about, for example, parallels? Am I checking parallels? And so on and so forth. And you make sure that as you're doing your drawings, all the theory you've learned, which is really fundamental theory stuff in Module 2, you make sure that you're checking the boxes, as they say, right? Checking the boxes. Okay, I'm doing the two-stage workflow. Great. Okay, I have got dynamic shapes. Awesome. I'm definitely being loose with my arm. I'm drawing thinly and lightly. All the elements that we've learned in this. And so as we move through the course, make sure that every theory that you're learning is being integrated into the work you're doing. Don't do work and leave out theories. And so it may be very useful for you as well to build your own boxes to check if you feel you need something that's very granular and very specific like that, to make sure that while you're drawing, you're making sure, okay, this theory's in, this theory's in, this theory's in, this theory's in. And let me say this as I end this lesson. You can trust in realist art theory. You really can. The rules really allow your creativity to be free and to be implemented well. So really make sure you're implementing the theory, stack the theory, and as we learn more theory and higher level types of theory, you'll just kind of continuously keep stacking the theory and keep continuously implementing it all at once almost. And as you get better at art, you just start doing things naturally. You do things more out of desire than out of necessity, because it's becoming a part of you. That's the end of this lesson. And if you're ready to move on to module 3, I'll see you there.